live on
put it.
Facebook as
I
well.
literally now put a thingy in that we are about to go live.
Right,
Are we
we are
there?
now
Hello.
live on
Anybody
Facebook.
there? Yay.
Hello, hello. Sorry about that. I had one of my moments.
Yeah, we just had a bit of a moment.
Yeah, you know
Exactly.
how it is. So
Hello, everyone. I still don't see anything happening, but that's okay. We're used to
we
that.
can give it a little bit of time and
Maybe
see.
I should try on my phone.
You could do, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I was just thinking that might be cool. Might be fun.
Mm. All I'm seeing is my silly post. We're about to go live. Nothing else. No notification from you.
You
Dawn.
can't see anybody. If you're here, can you let us know so
Yeah,
we
LG's here. LG's here.
Oh, I haven't seen you, my lovely. Thank goodness. It's not you've not come up on my Oh, there says there are 5 people
Yeah.
watching.
Okay.
Brilliant. If you're here, can you send us an
Hey,
alert
Camila.
or say hello or whatever? Let's try that.
Yes. Send us pineapples. Watermelons. Oh,
Watermelons?
yeah. It's watermelon season here.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. When was it? Yesterday? We were running some errands and we drove past this lorry full of watermelons and we were looking at it and we looked at each other and it's like, so yummy, but a whole big watermelon is a
Working now.
lot.
Kirsten, hi. Pat, hi. Yay, it's working.
Hey, awesome.
You
Yeah,
know
thank
what?
you for the watermelons, LG.
Talking watermelons. I thought I didn't like watermelons because the watermelons you get here aren't very nice.
Thanks, Gaston. Yes.
And then when we went to Canada, they had really yummy watermelons. So I do like it. I just don't like the ones that you get over here.
Katrina.
Yay!
Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah,
Did
we need to send Katrina a message, don't we?
Yeah,
We haven't
yeah,
done that yet. Katrina, we're going to send you a message.
yes. Oh, thank you, Donna. Oh, lots of watermelons. I love you.
Yay!
Watermelons.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Yeah, so
now
the comments
I've
aren't
lost.
refreshing live on my Facebook, which is annoying me a little bit, but that's
Well,
okay. I can
it works on the
multitask.
phone.
All
Maybe
good.
that's the way to do it.
Right.
Are you ready?
I am ready, born ready, my love.
So we didn't see any questions. So we may have missed some. If you're watching this and you did post a question and feel like, Darren, why aren't they answering my question? Then post it again now. If you didn't post a question but would love to to ask anything, now's the time. Think about it. We'll make time after. I mean, we will make time. That's what this is all
Absolutely.
about. So, hey, Alison.
Oh,
Awesome.
lovely, Alison. Brilliant. So we are going to do a little giveaway as well, like we did last time,
Yeah.
just for people that are joining us live. So if there's anybody that you know would be wanting to join us live and hasn't managed to make it here yet, you can tag them in the comments and then they can find us. That would be super useful. Hi,
Yes.
Jude. Jude's just put me see Jude's comments. What's with the watermelons? That's an exceptionally good question, Jude. And I can't answer it. Barbara, over to you.
Um, I just like watermelons. Um,
Gotta love her, haven't you?
yeah, so we have a little giveaway, and as always, it'd be lovely if what you can win is our enrichment, a little enrichment course. It's a nice little package with a bunch of ideas of things that you can do to spice up your dog's day. It's good for anyone, right? Whether you have a dog that you can take out all the time for walks, or whether you have a dog that's currently in a reset and doesn't go out so much right now. So those are ideas. Or when the weather's bad. I know a lot of you are heading into winter right now.
Yeah,
So these are fun things that you can do at home. And some of them are also quite nice to let your dog just do it, and you can watch and study their body language, because we're suckers for body language. Yeah? So
Exactly.
anyway, so you can win a free seat in it's a self-paced course. And all you need to do to enter our little raffle, Julia will spin the wheel um, in at some time today
I
during
will
the
do
live,
at some
right?
time.
So
Remind
all
us
we
if
do
it's
is, I know a lot of you've been sharing everything, and we just ask again, just keep sharing a link to the group, right? We want people to know about our group. We want people to join the group. Um, if if they need help, right? And or just support. Oftentimes we know exactly what we should be doing, but just, need a need a sometimes it just takes a village, and we would love the group to be that village for as many people as possible.
exactly. That would be
So
super.
just share and then post here in the comments that you shared, and then Julia will put your name and spin the wheel.
Exactly.
I volunteered you there, Julia, because I have
Thanks.
no clue how you do this amazing wheel thing. So
Okay. I love
leave
my
that up,
spinning wheel. I did
leave
it the
that
other
up to
day.
you.
We had a little thing for my mum's birthday, and I did the spin the wheel thing to decide
Hey, Mars.
who
Hi,
got which.
Zoe.
We've got loads of people, and Jude now is all clear on the watermelons.
Okay, cool.
So,
Julia,
Anne,
okay, there.
whereabouts are you? I don't really know about watermelon season. So, whereabouts are you? Where watermelons are out of season. Okay.
All over Europe, I would think.
Yeah, probably actually. That makes sense. Northern Hemisphere kind of makes a whole heap of
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, yes, Mars. Just copy the link to the group and put it in your profile. Thank you,
I can
Shelley. Oh my
actually.
gosh, I'm going to have to actually do something about this now, aren't I? Write people's names down. South
Oops, I
Carolina.
did a weird thing. Oh, an out of season there. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, let me quickly.
Right, so what we're talking about today, I mean, I called it why reactivity isn't always bad. Um, just because it all comes down to context, really. So that's kind of what we're talking about is a whole heap of context, isn't it, Barbara? So
Yeah.
I've got
So I
one
just put it
person in
finance.
the competition so far. So do feel free to write shared at any point. Ah, nice one, Barbara. So Barbara's put the link to the group in the comments. So if you don't know what it is, it's there for you.
Hmm.
Right.
Camila, I keep sharing, but they're idiots and haven't come to life yet. I continue to nag. They don't know what they are missing. Yeah.
You are so our sort of person, Carmela. I have to say, I love that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, LJ. Thanks, Alison. Okay, cool. So, I interrupted you there. So
That's
sorry.
okay. I was just you carry on. You carry on. I'm
Oh,
writing down shared people.
okay. So today's session is about you know, that reactivity and reactive behavior isn't all bad, and feeling guilty about it is not going to get us anywhere, right? So, the thing about reactive behavior is that it's actually quite a normal thing for dogs. You know how often have you heard Julia say it's all just behavior? Not just Julia, lots of people. It's all just behavior. And but we do know that when they overreact, it's also stressful. It's stressful for the dog, but it's also really stressful for us, other people, other dogs, whatever might be involved. So we kind of we tend to feel bad about it. But the thing is, it's all about the context, isn't it? So I was just wondering, talking about context, that can be various things. Context can we had the nice acronym during the 3-day challenge, didn't we have? It was PAW, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it could be the place, it could be antecedents, things that happened before, it could be the when, and then is
The
that
who,
right? When
the
it was
where,
the
the where,
time,
the
yeah.
when, the who. Yes, all the
Yeah.
W's.
And then also surroundings, as in everything, everybody that's involved, right? Um, yeah, I know we stretched it a little bit. We just wanted to fit it into a pause. Anyway, context can be many things. So the time of day, when, the W, that is always a biggie, or can be a biggie. So I was wondering, you guys, have you noticed specific times in the day when your dog's reactivity is higher? So how about you put a sun in the comment for daytime if your dog tends to be more reactive during the day, and the moon for if your dog is more reactive at night. So we can have a quick look.
I'm just going to put some suns and moons
Oh,
in
great, guys. Great. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
so that people can just, if you can't find it and you want to put an emoji in, you can just copy and paste mine.
Yeah.
Makes life easier for you. Took me a while to find it, if I'm honest.
I could have done that.
Oh, Donna, you're the moon that you did. It's much nicer than the one I.
Ah,
Mars, yours is too.
another
Got a
moon.
variety here, which is
Mhm.
interesting, isn't it?
Okay, we have 2 during the day and 2 in the night, 3 in the night. Okay.
Yeah.
Mars says it's dark. Okay, yeah. Another moon. Wow. Oh, both. Lisa, yeah, that's stressful.
Yeah, it's just
Sun,
always.
always, yeah.
You don't really notice a difference, I suppose. It's all kind of much of a muchness. Yeah. So Carmelo hasn't noticed the daytime specifically.
But it's when they had a lot to deal with throughout the week, so the bucket's full.
Yeah.
You said I like our body alerts me to things I may not have seen or heard when we're out in the world. Okie dokes. Okay, interesting.
Do you have a difference with your dogs, Barbara?
Um, so yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not time of day so much as what goes on around him. So at home, um, it has a lot to do with what's going on in the neighborhood, plus all the other things that people mention, what my dogs had on their plate, previously, etc., etc. But now a Falky will be more noise reactive when it's noisy.
Yeah. Hey, Barrett's put, I think her vision is poorer when it's dark. And I
Mm,
think Hattie's a bit like that in because her vision as she's got older isn't as good. So I think she is more reactive when it's dark because things take her more by surprise, really. So I think that can be particularly for,
mm,
the older,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
can
And
make a
I
big
know that.
difference.
And I mean, look at Hattie, right? You've done so many things about leaving night lights on and stuff
Yeah,
so she can rest. So
exactly.
totally.
Sausage.
Yeah, movement, sounds, people going by the house. Totally. So, and those are all things that maybe the time of day isn't really what it is. But, I mean, there's definitely more going on at certain times of day in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Um,
So Lisa said slightly better on his walk at night. And, you know,
mhm,
might that be because there are fewer people out at night after dark?
mm,
Possibly.
exactly.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Thanks. Thanks. It's good to know. And then other things that have to do with context is of course the place, right? So for some people struggle mostly at home, and then is it when the dog is inside or is it when they're out in the backyard? Um, so do you have, is it this is space, the place where you are? Does that play a role for your dog? Drop us a ghost if it's a yes, or a smiley face if they're pretty calm everywhere.
So it's a ghost if there is a place that they tend to be more reactive. So, for instance, if they are more active at home or on a walk, or a smiley face if the
Nice, calm
place
smile.
doesn't make any difference at all. So,
Ellison writes ghost.
so where, yeah, ghost for
I put
Mars.
the I put the smileys in.
Yeah, that Roger's put in town, challenging with the hustle and bustle. Yeah. I have to say, I don't really take the dogs out in town much anymore. They just don't enjoy it. Donna, training halls with unfamiliar dogs, that's a really common one, isn't it?
Mm.
Mm.
Shelley says outside the front of our house, if another dog comes into the vicinity, she goes into maybe protection mode. Maybe we talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, good idea. And Carmela's got busy places. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. Okay, cool. So what we wanted to talk about is the fact that reactivity is actually completely natural, right? We know that it can be that context plays a role. And do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I was just sorting out my wheel of doom to
Oh,
be.
okay, never mind, never mind. So the thing is, if dogs didn't react to stuff that happens around them, they'll be dead, right?
Absolutely.
So um,
It's a survival strategy, isn't it?
exactly. So there is a threat. I've got to respond to it. It's absolutely normal. But it becomes an issue when that reaction is kind of out of proportion for the situation, right? That's when it's an overreaction. And that's really when we talk about reactivity. So, and the behavior might still be the same. So um, you could have barking, lunging, or maybe growling or something. But it really is, it's normal. You know, dogs need to do that in order to survive. That's where this comes from. And we can talk about a bunch of scenarios in a moment, but I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this. I think that's all I wanted to say here. Or maybe if you think about your dog reacting to another dog that's like 100 meters away and they start growling, barking, lunging, or whatever, then that's an overreaction. I mean, that dog is far away, it's not really a threat, right? But if that same dog is right in front of them and staring at them, or even maybe putting, jumping on them or anything like that, then of course the dog has every right to growl or tell the other dog off, right?
Mm.
So I mean, those are two extremes. The one is really far away, and the other one is the dog is right on top of them. And obviously there are shades of whatever in between, shades of purple. But you can see how we have the same kind of behavior, and they're part of our dog's behavior repertoire, and it's absolutely normal. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
I
Yeah.
could give a really a nice example actually that happened on my walk today, coincidentally. So I was with both the dogs and they were on lead because they were quite near to a busy road. And we were in a park where you're supposed to keep your dogs on lead. But someone came towards us with a border collie that was off lead. And um, and it was doing the border collie eye stalky thing, which Hattie finds really, really hard work, bless
Mm.
her. But she was perfect. She didn't do anything wrong. But Dash picks up on this, and he kind of I could see one of the when we did the body language challenge, and I was thinking about this today actually when I was watching Dash, because when his arousal level goes up, he goes really upright. He kind of builds himself up to his full height. So he did that as he was walking along. So I could see his arousal level had gone right up. But he didn't do anything. He was, appropriate. It was fine. But that kind of, and there's border collies approaching. He's off lead. He's doing the stalky thing. So that was kind of totally appropriate. Then this off-lead border collie came right up to my dogs, even though I'd asked the gentleman who was on his phone to, if he wouldn't mind calling his dogs back, I'd be so grateful. And anyway, Dash and this border collie had a perfectly okay interaction. It's not what I would have chosen, but it was okay. Now, at that point, I knew that if the border collie then approached Hattie, she would have snapped because its behavior had been rude. It had gone, if it goes right into her space after doing the stalky thing, she's like, that was inappropriate, and she would have had a snap. And that would have been an appropriate reaction. What actually happened was that after this nice little interaction, the border collie then went away and we went away. And then just as it was leaving, Dash decided to turn around and give, he only gave one bark, to be fair, but that was an inappropriate response at that point. And that was just because his arousal level had gone up through the whole thing happening. But you see, the difference is that, if that border collie had gone into Hattie's space and she'd have snapped, people might have thought, oh, she's an aggressive dog. She's not. That would have been an appropriate reaction. However, when it was already going away and Dash decided he was going to have the last word, that wasn't an appropriate response. Does that kind of, yeah, make sense?
That's a good example.
Yeah. It was quite nice actually that happened today. Even though that's as bad as he's been in about a year. Even though it wasn't that bad. I'm so proud.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Really nice to see that. So we had but that's something else. Okay, now
I've got lots of people giving the feeling
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
pain.
Yeah, I see that. And
Lovely. Yeah.
yeah, Mars
Really
writes
good point, Mars.
um
Absolutely.
there's a young dog at the park that won't leave Oki's ears alone. I would really like Oki to be reactive at that time so the dog would bug off. Hmm.
You're
I
so
mean, yeah, maybe you can step in and take that dog. If he's friendly, take him by the collar and ask the owner to maybe, remove the dog.
yeah, people are just annoying. But yeah, I think it's something because, you were talking about, and it's something we'll talk more about next week, really, about how we have those feelings of guilt with our dogs.
Mm,
And part of it, isn't it, is because we get judged and it's like your dog's being aggressive when actually sometimes our dogs are being appropriate. So knowing that that behavior was okay and actually it was the situation or it was the other dog that
mm,
caused that situation.
mm.
Um, that's kind of the issue. Oh, we've just had a comment from Jenna on YouTube. Hi, Jenna. You found us on YouTube. We're in the Facebook group as well, but thank you for joining us. Lovely that
What did
you're
Jenna
here.
say? When did you just say hello?
She just said found you in the YouTube, which was
Yay.
exciting, to be perfectly honest.
Yes. Yes, because we really struggled to get that silly stream going
I
over
know,
here.
I finally think I've got it sussed now. So Carmela,
So,
um,
yeah.
so Carmela, bit more info. So yes, I wondered why Hobbs did that, but I guess they're just so stressed that they just boil over. Is that the kind of the bark as the other dog's leaving? And I think that is what it is, isn't it? It's kind of that bucket, 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 fills, 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 fill. Dog goes away, bucket's overflowed. I'm going to give you a bark, a kind of a bit of almost like a stress relief bark, and making sure that they keep going away. Yes.
Kirsten's got a scenario. I
Go on.
recently had an off-leash dog approach us while we were training on a long leash. They sniffed each other, and my dog didn't want to interact with the other dog and moved away. The other dog wanted to play and followed him, and my dog growled at the other dog, and the other dog didn't understand and was following him, and he growled again. The owner finally got the other dog and was startled by the growling of my dog. I think it was a fair response from my dog. Yeah, totally. The thing
Absolutely.
is,
100% with you.
people, look, if the other dog had understood the more subtle signs, where that your dog was asking for more space, we talked about all those things that they do before they growl. If that dog had understood that, well, there wouldn't have been a growl. But eventually, your dog had to say F off. I told you no. How many
Exactly.
times can I say no, right? Leave me F alone. So, yeah, so but for whatever reason, people, the public kind of feels that a dog can do all sorts of things, but they're not allowed to show their teeth or growl or raise their voices or, it's just really misunderstandings, right?
It
People just
is.
misunderstand. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
totally.
that's kind of why we wanted to do this live, really, was to to get that understanding and sort of build that understanding for you so that you have got that knowledge. So when you're out there, you know that actually this is okay. And we have to allow our dogs to be able to say no to stuff.
So
Um,
I'm wondering if anybody here, were you all, that was all old news to you, that reactive behavior is actually quite normal, or was this something new? So give us a pineapple if this is old news, and give us a set of eyes if this is actually something new for you. Oh, there's a question from Joanne.
all good.
Shall we just,
Matt's put something interesting in as well about different breeds of dogs. Go
yeah,
back
yeah,
to.
yeah. Okie dokes. Katrina, yeah, pineapple. Ellison shared a pair of eyes. Shelley, thank you guys. Lisa shared a pineapple. Some. Good. Well, great. Always glad to share something new. Okay,
Absolutely.
so let's respond to very awesome. Lots of eyes. I like it. I like it. But I've lost the question now. Where is it?
I know that's the
Oh
trouble,
yeah, here
isn't
we go. Here we
it?
go.
We do
Joanne.
all this and I think we lose
Border,
it.
my border collie is very reactive to the scent of unseen dogs and critters. Any suggestions for handling this?
So so it's descent. It says your dog is very scent reactive.
What does the reactivity look like?
It's a very good question.
So, in fact,
And it's just done
this
some
is a
ideas as
question
well.
for you, Joanne, but also anybody else, right? How would you describe your dog's reactive moments? Do they bark? Do they lunge freeze? What happens? Lunge freeze, it sounds like lunge or freeze.
I
Backing
know what
away.
you mean,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Okay, let's see. Oh, lots of pineapples, good, but also lots of eyes. Thank you, guys. It's always good to
Lunge and
look.
bark from Carmela.
Both have lost my emojis. Okay, lunch
Joanne,
break.
arousal, vocalization.
Okay.
Yeah. Alison, bark and lunge, sometimes chase. Lisa, lunge and bark, jump on fence.
Border collie vocalizes and gets highly aroused when
Tense bark, hackles up. Ah, Jenna's now got to Facebook from YouTube. You're very welcome to join on YouTube. I can see the comments here too, and it's fun.
yeah, but if everybody else is here, it's kind of a bit
Yeah, it's
lonely
kind
to
of
be
nice to be able to
listening.
see everyone
Yeah,
else's comments, though, isn't it?
yeah.
So her pup gets reactive if sees another pup barking and lunging. So the border collie from the question,
What are your thoughts?
what does that? Who was the lady? I can't find the
It was
question.
Joanne,
It was
and
Joanne.
yeah, and it looks like this: arousal and vocalization.
Arousal and vocalization. Interesting. So it's really it looks similar as to sight or to hearing. The
But is that,
vocalization, is it a bark or is it kind of a whine?
yeah. Okay, while we waiting for more
This is an
info,
interesting question.
it is totally. We'll respond, Joanne. Don't worry.
We
We'll
will get there, yeah. I was just
um
going to go right back to Matt, who talked about reactivity to certain dog, like herding dogs and sight hounds,
hmm,
particularly. And
hmm,
that could be for a number of reasons. Previous experience with those dogs. With the herding dogs, again, it could be that eyebally thing that they do and the way they move that can feel a little bit different. Sight
yeah.
hounds might be
And then,
offensive.
and then also, I mean, we had mostly what we've seen. Most people are barking, hackles up, lunging, barking. I haven't seen anybody post um any kind of flight response, because the thing
Mm.
is, There are for some dogs, reactivity can mean that they freeze or actually trying to back away or hide, right? And th those are the flight behaviors. And instead of confronting the trigger, whatever it is that sets them off, whether it's frustration, the emotional they feel, or fear, or they actually like, oh, this is all too much for me, and they try to avoid that trigger. So, and the thing is that both of these, I mean, all of these behaviors are really forms of communication, right? Our dogs are always saying, I'm not comfortable, or I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. It's just that sort of, I don't know, the general, I don't know, should I say, people tend to, I'm not saying you guys, but people tend to, out in the world, they tend to have a lot more compassion and understanding for the dog that shows a flight response than they, have for a dog that shows their emotions in a more
Overt.
forward moving way, right? And it's really interesting that, isn't it? So I'm wondering if we have anybody here. So we had lots of bark lunge responses. So if your dog,
LJ's put that Bodhi chooses flight or freeze, never barky lungy.
there we go. Excellent. Which is not surprising because he's a golden.
Exactly.
Um,
Hats does the freeze thing, as we know.
okay.
She's
So those of you whose dog is always like more in the fight response camp, just put a pineapple. I want my pineapple. Put a
we
pineapple
will
in the
get back to
comment.
this, but this
And if your dog is more of a flight response, avoiding the triggers, then put a banana. I avoid bananas, hence.
how do you? Do you not like banana?
Well, I like, I can't handle ripe ones. I do not like the smell. If they start getting brown spots, you can chase me with a banana. I'll run.
Good to know.
Somebody peels a
So
banana
we've got
to peel in the
Kirsten's got a
gym.
pineapple. So we got
My
this
feeling is that we get mostly
answers.
pineapples, but let's see.
We've got a banana from LJ. And Joanne, we'll get back to your question. I promise.
Mostly pineapples.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just
Pineapple.
lost the line. Ooh.
Freya does a bit of both like Hattie. She's the same. This is great.
Yeah, that is, Claire
Yes.
says Arlo will flight, gain space off lead, so banana, but then also pineapple. So that happens, right? That they start off avoiding, but then basically it's kind of it's cornered, right? Now it's like that. He doesn't back off of a fight, unfortunately, but he doesn't look for it. Yeah, green bananas. I can handle green bananas,
Yeah.
slightly green bananas.
Better
And
for,
they're
well, they're
very
good
good
for
for
you,
the
aren't they? 'Cause
dogs.
they've got a
Yes,
less
yes.
less sugary.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
And Marion has also a banana and a pineapple. Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
All right. So, the really important thing that we wanted to bring home today is context matters, right? The behaviors are totally normal. It's the context that makes them inappropriate in a particular situation. And also, whatever it is that your dog displays, it is just communication. They're just expressing how they feel. And therefore, it's really important to remember that the dog is never just being difficult or stubborn or disobedient, right? When they have these, I know that it can be really hard to deal with. I know that. But it still is simply a way for them to respond that feels right to them or necessary in that moment. They can't help themselves, right? It's not a choice that they're making. Definitely not a choice that they're making to challenge us. It's just a natural, instinctive reaction. That's why we talk about triggers, right? They get triggered. You guys ever get triggered? Do you know that feeling when something just pushes a button and you go like, woo, it sets you off, and suddenly your emotion, just like this, changes. Please put a rocket in the comment if you know what I'm talking
That's me.
about. And maybe a uh Darren, what can we do for Serene? It never happens. Just a smiley face.
Yeah. Just do a heart if you're serene, can't
Yeah, a heart if
you? A heart. Yeah.
if that never happens. A yellow heart. Let's do a yellow heart. So a rocket, if you know what it feels like when something just triggers you and your emotion just instantly changes, not necessarily for the better. You might suddenly feel angry, really
Yeah,
upset.
loads. Everyone's rockets, which makes me feel so much better.
Mm. Katrina, the question is, do you ever feel, or do you know what it feels like to be set off, to be triggered by something? Something and your emotion just instantly changes. You might get angry, you might get upset, really sad, burst into tears even.
For
Yeah, lots
example,
of.
if
No.
someone has an off-lead dog and
Hey,
they
Eloise!
yes, LJ, oh you poor thing.
Wow, Katrina's the rocket and the dynamite. Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
that made me giggle,
With you.
Katrina.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I know. Five rockets from LG.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So we all know that. So that is exactly what's going on for our dogs, right?
Yeah, Christmas Day. Yeah, bit of a rocket that one.
Ah, awesome. You see, thank you so much, LG. This is great. She writes, the more I learn here, the less body reacts because I know more now and I'm better at giving him the space he needs and supporting him when we are surprised.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard. Thank you
perfect.
so much. This made my day. So, so awesome. Knowledge is power.
Really is in this sort of situation, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Barbara,
Mm, yeah.
should we get back to the question of what to do with a
Yes.
semi-reactive border collie?
Good call. Good call.
We get there in
Yes.
the end.
Oh, Camila, yes, yes, Christmas. That's why I live in Africa now.
God,
Christmas is
goodness.
in summer here. It's all very different.
So the
Mars.
problem with being reactive to scents is it's really difficult for us to manage because we can't smell them. Well, sometimes we can, but very rarely. We don't stand a chance in anywhere of being able to smell the stuff that our dogs can. So the management and the avoiding of the scents is really hard. And actually, there's a certain amount of welfare to allowing our dogs to get those scents as well. So for me, I would try to walk places where there are fewer dogs that tend to go there. I try to avoid places as well that are quite enclosed. So, paths where you've got high vegetation on both sides, for example. Because if you in those sorts of places, the scents tend to be really concentrated. So if you're just going, if you're over a field or a path where it's quite flat or something like that, places where it's a little bit more natural where the scents are, rather than being within this human context where they get really concentrated. So that's probably what I would do in terms of the management. In terms of the rest of it, it might be quite interesting actually to do some scent work. Because then you're actually doing the thinking and you're working around different scents. It's not the scent of a dog, it's around different scents, but it's getting your dog to think while scenting at the same time and actually channeling that behavior a little bit. That might be quite useful. What do you think, Barbara? That's such
Yeah,
a
I
good
mean,
question.
it's a really cool question. And I would also want to mention that context here too
Yeah,
is everything. So
100%.
if we in a I have a border collie that loves scent work, and he will vocal. I mean, I know that strictly speaking, if you did that in a competitive environment, the vocalizing is not but I don't compete here. We don't have that here. So we just really do it because we love working on our scent work. And so he loves it a lot. He gets really high, and then that can lead to vocalization. But all of this, for me, in our context, is absolutely fine. I don't mind. If you can't take your dog for a walk because he's just frantic at the end of the lead for the entire walk, pulling and wanting to get to sniff more and vocalizing the whole time and just, being a maniac, well, that's inappropriate. We can't have a nice walk now. So what I would do is also be really clear, write it out for yourself. When does it happen? When is it a problem? When it's totally okay, and then structure wherever you are, structure it. Bodhi posted a comment earlier on about, I think, about interactions with other dogs and playing, and that she said giving Bodhi a break rather than letting them go on and on and on and on for the entire time or for a long time in the park or something, because they need to kind of gather themselves. Otherwise, it's like like too much sugar, They're like,
Yeah.
"Rah!" So similarly, where does it happen and how can you structure that more? And and doing some of the games that we teach in our classes to get more engagement with the dog, to have them do something with you, and then they can have that sniffing as a reward, for example, right? Rather than them just what's the word? Binging on too much of a good thing all at once, and you can't call them off, away from it.
Yeah, I mean,
So
having some really great behaviors that you can do with your dog when there is sense, preferably at a lower level. So you don't, same as with anything, you don't want to go to that stage and try and do something when they're actually in vocalization mode. So what you said, Joanne, in the comments, that you've asked your friends to put bandanas on their dogs to accustom your girl. And I think that's a good idea. Absolutely. Ideally, it would, if you could, because you can do that, you can have those bandanas around and do some training when you're thinking about distractions and all that kind of stuff. That's something that we'll go into some more detail at some point. There's a
I
seed of an
think,
idea with this, isn't there?
yeah. So there's obviously quite a lot going on. Joanne says that, I mean, it is difficult when she's at her centaur class, so she's doing that already.
Yeah, it's
We
not
might need
necessarily helping.
have a deeper conversation actually about that. So we can ask more questions and really figure out what's going on there. Okay, so
Be almost tempted to do a hot seat with that. Be
um
honest.
right. So I have another question, sort of, just following on from everything that we talked about, and
Is it
that
fruit
is,
based again, Barbara?
sorry,
Is it a fruit based question again?
uh, could make it fruit-based.
You don't have to.
So I was wondering if you sometimes feel like your dog's reactivity is misunderstood by others. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you've been there, then give us a peach, please. Post a peach if you feel that your dog's reactivity is misunderstood by others.
We've
Or you
so far got 100% and yes in capital letters. So yeah,
big peaches, lots of
yeah,
peaches. Good, good,
yeah, we've got.
good.
I couldn't. That was the kind of. I need to respond now, and I can't find the peach. That's what I would have done. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, loads of peaches, 100%.
yeah, yeah. And that is,
Yeah.
that's something, it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just dogs being dogs, and we should allow dogs to be dogs.
Donna says, oh, for sure, including pro trainers. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a
Okay.
million peaches. Great. I mean, Katrina says peach, but not all the time. No, of course not. There are more
No.
and more, more and more people that know what's going on. So
Mm.
it's good, which is why we want
That's why we want this community.
to grow. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So that I don't know, that's really what we wanted to talk about today, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. It was
Mm.
great.
And Shelley says, I think sometimes I also worry too much about what others think, to be honest, and I just need to focus on us. Oh,
Yeah.
I get that.
So
I
easy
totally
to do
get that,
that, isn't it?
Shelley.
Yeah.
And you see, that again is where it's so good to have a community, right? And um, that, I find it really hard when I'm out and about and somebody, to be really clear, to communicate clearly to somebody, do not come closer with your dog.
Yeah.
But lately, that is getting better because it just becomes more natural for me. I don't second guess myself so much anymore because I'm surrounded with people, that have the same mind. And we keep talking about this. We keep talking about this. So the other day, I was out, I had Stevie out along a promenade by the water there, along the lagoon, and I was playing with her on the greens. And then somebody was walking with two dogs, and I bet they just thought, because sometimes people think that, oh, there's somebody else with a dog, let's bring the dogs together so they can have a great time, right? It's not no malicious intent, it's just I didn't know any better. And I totally give them that they probably have super easygoing, friendly dogs, right? But here I am with my puppy, and I want to control her experiences that she has on that outing as much as I possibly can. So here they are coming towards me, and I was like playing, and I just, held up my hand, and then like stopped and turned around. And I did it again yesterday. I was walking, and there was a guy came, and I thought the guy looked a bit like a vagrant, but he was a council worker. So he was kind of coming, and then I just held up my hand, and he stopped, and I said, "Yeah, you're scaring my dog," because I thought he was coming up to me. It turned out he was coming to water the green instead. But anyway, I mean, I didn't say anything else to him, and he stopped, right? And it was just I didn't think twice about it. It just
Mm.
happened, and I think that was just because um I hadn't practiced as I prepared it. It was just because I knew my dog didn't need that now.
Mm.
So yeah.
I think for me, what I find really hard, I mean, because people are saying in the comments about well-meaning people who think they can fix their dogs and give unsolicited advice and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, masters.
And it's kind of having a script in your head. So you've got something to say, because I always worry that in the moment I'm going to sound really rude, and I probably do actually. And I worry about that. But if you kind of script it a bit more so that you've kind of got something to say that sounds okay. So it's like you're definite rather than, you know, they know that you mean it, but you're doing it in a kind way, not right, just
Yeah,
shouting.
totally. Yeah. So, um, Jan made a t-shirt. Excellent. That says, please keep back. Camila, are you being facetious or am I misunderstanding the question? So Camila says, does anyone suffer with jealousy because they have friendly
I think
dogs?
she means the other person has a friendly dog. So you get jealous of the person with the friendly dog.
Okay. That's
And I
definitely
get
how
that.
Anne
I get
understood
that. I
it.
think
Yeah.
that's you sometimes think, God, wouldn't it be great to have one of those dogs that
Oh
was
yeah,
just
I totally get
good
that.
with all the other dogs? Yeah, I think that's
Oh,
totally
totally.
normal.
Yeah. Totally, totally, totally.
Yeah. But as Kirsten's really rightly said, we
Yeah.
learn so much more from our dogs than they ever will from theirs.
Mhm. And it's also, this is another thing why this, I think today's life is so important is that, yeah, Carmela just confirmed you, um, to normalize the reactivity. Not all dogs are the same. right? And not all dogs have had the same experiences, not all dogs have the same genetic background, we're not all, just like we are not all the same. And, we had a million rockets in the comments earlier. We all know what it's like when we fly off our own handles. So, it's just totally normal. Dogs have more complex personalities than a lot of people want to give them credit for.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Right, so if we can go back to the competition, so you can win a free entry into the self-paced enrichment course. Now, the people that I've got written down already, because they've already shared the group and they've written shared in the comments, is Shelley, Alison, LJ, Kirsten, Mars, Jude, and Anne. If anybody else wants to be entered, your chance is now to just share the group and write shared in the comments, and I will add you to the wheel if you have missed out.
yeah, here's the
Katrina,
link.
for early days, we wished our old hound was still alive. We were given the dog we need. And I see people like that a lot. And you
Hmm.
start off doing that comparing all the time. But also you kind of, I don't know, it really makes you grow as a human being, I think, as well as a dog owner.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. And Camila says, to be clear, I'm only jealous because I want him to feel happy.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's not that you want a different dog, is it? It's that you want your dog to be happy in those situations. Yeah.
So Lisa says she shared it. Emily says she can't find the share, came late, but no matter. You can still share, Emily. This is the link that I just posted. I'll do it again in the comments. It's the link to this group, not the link to this live, but the link to our group. We would like our community to grow, as many people as possible to benefit from hanging out with you guys, because you are awesome, right?
Just have to
And
put up
so
with us.
if you just go and Donna said shared, Camila
Yeah.
shared. Yeah, okay, cool.
Carmela's in for the long haul. Yeah. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it any other way. So last couple of seconds. So exciting. And then I'm going to share the wheel.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so I think Katrina says I failed to share, but I've done
I've
it
done it before.
before.
Should pop
Um,
you in anyway. I'm pretty sure you've got access to it. Have you got access to it?
I think so.
If you don't, let us know.
Okay, so
Right, let's go.
right.
Let's
Let's
go.
see
I'll
who's
keep an eye
gonna win.
anyway, just in case.
Katrina
Help me
says,
out,
count me
says
out.
Katrina. Bless you. Right, so here is the wheel. You'll see it.
Ooh.
Ready?
Yeah, spin it. Yeah, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning.
And the winner is Alison. Woo!
Woohoo!
Comment in time, but just be in it for next time, okay? We might give something slightly different next time. I will stop that share. So, Alison, can you drop us an email to our normal email address? I'll try and put that in. It'll take me about 3 years because
Congratulations. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, drop us an email. Oh, shall I put the email
I've
address?
just done that.
You're faster than me. I was looking.
Yay! Alison says, thank
Yay.
you. You're more than welcome. More than welcome.
Yes. So drop us an email and we'll
Yeah. But just
put you
keep
in.
coming along live if you can. I know there's a few people that put on the event in the some of the reminders that they'll be catching up later. So don't worry, we're going to be doing more of the giveaways. If you can turn up live, it's always great because you get to have all the chats and stuff, which is fun. So if you can, and then you can be in the draws for next time, which would be super. Carmela says, I love these and feel like I'm with kindred spirits. I 100% agree. It's
Yeah.
like this is our tribe, isn't it?
Mm,
Mm.
I go
It's
really nice.
such
It's
a
a village.
lovely place
Yeah,
to be.
totally.
So we shall see you guys, I guess.
Next
Um,
week.
same time, same place next week. And we'll be talking more about guilt, I think.
Guilt? It's a
Yeah.
horrible sounding topic.
And you
Isn't
don't
it
have to
cause it?
feel
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
guilty.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. You
Yeah.
know,
So we'll
but
talk a little bit more about it because it's going to be one that's very much focused on your end of the lead. So it should be really, really useful. Um,
mm.
yeah, we will see you then.
Oh, you're super welcome, Shelley. Thank you both mega much. This has been brilliant. Love it. And yeah, Ma says it's truly is my tribe. Love you guys. Thanks so, so much. And
We'll
we'll
see
see
you
you
next
next
week.
week. Have a lovely rest of the evening or day, wherever you are.
Indeed.
Till next time. Bye.